We start with a new study from Israel's Economic Council that presents some mind-boggling numbers about the projected growth of the Jewish state. The report forecasts that Israel's overall population will surge by 70% in less than 30 years. Almost 16 million citizens will live here by the year 2050. Not only that, the ultra-Orthodox population in particular is expected to boom. That community will be nearly 4 million strong. In perspective, it means that Haredim will account for 1 out of 4 Israeli citizens, period, and about 1 out of 3 Jewish citizens. The forecast also estimates that the Jewish population in the West Bank will more than double, and that the south of Israel will grow far more quickly than the center and the north. In Tel Aviv, where we're broadcasting to you from, the projected growth of this city will be about 1 million more residents. That's a 53% growth. With me now is journalist Tzipi Yarom to talk more about some of these growth projections. Tzipi, why is the population in particular of ultra-Orthodox Israelis expected to grow at such a phenomenal rate? What are some of the reasons?
I think, first of all, we have to see how much is the fertility rate in the general Israeli population and then in the Haredi Israeli population. And the answer is that it is more than double by the Haredi Israeli population. So a very young community that has more and more couples getting married would have children, and they would have children, and so on. So it's not surprising that we're talking about a growth like this, but it's also something that people should be worried about because the country is not prepared for it.
Yeah, talk to me more, if you can, about the infrastructure issues. I mean, we're talking within a generation of millions of additional ultra-Orthodox families. Where will they live? The conditions they're going to live in, housing and education opportunities. What about that?
So let's start with talking about the housing, which is a ticking bomb right now. People right now don't exactly have where to live. So many young couples who are getting married are living in warehouses, storage rooms turned into apartments, which is very bad. They're living in very bad conditions, and this country didn't prepare for them to where to live. There are no particular normal plans for them for 2 or 3 more Haredi cities that we need ASAP. So all of them would have where to live. So it's a problem right now, and it's going to be more of a problem because there are still no plans, and we know it takes 15 years to plan to plan a city, sorry.
Are there migration patterns that we are seeing, and are you hearing, about families wanting to move in different places of the country because of there is housing available, it's a cheaper cost of living, there's better infrastructure in place? Are we going to see, not just ultra-Orthodox, but other, Israeli groups start to move to new places?
So let's talk about a place like Tiberias. Tveria is a place that I think most of the Haredi people wouldn't even think of living there 10 years ago. And now we see a growing communities there because they started new neighborhoods there. They didn't have where to live. They moved there. They have a thriving community in Tveria. Think about Nof HaGalil. They have there a new community, quite new community. The Haredi people do move elsewhere. They don't stay in the center or around Jerusalem, but we still need more new neighborhoods in the current cities, aside for building more cities.